So I've got a flight to catch, and today is my first international flight in a long time, probably since after the pandemic. I'll be going for about a week, and I'm going with my family and some of our friends from Mexico. Airplane leaves at 2:30. So we're a little late, but I think we're gonna make it. We made it to the gate. It's 1:22, and we're about to board soon because the flight departs at 2:37. I'm actually really excited to go to Mexico City and just learn about the culture and experience the culture there. And I hope you guys enjoy watching my trip too. I think the forecast says it's gonna be cloudy and maybe rainy for a couple of days. But hopefully it doesn't rain too much. So yeah, we'll see you guys there. Later that night, we went to Tacos La Chula. It's one of the taco stands that it's open later at night. It was within walking distance of our Airbnb.
Oh, wow. Un 8.
6. Alright guys, here's the Airbnb we're at. They're taking the trash next to me, but let's go inside. Alright, this is the hallway that you first enter into. This is the living room. So here's the pool table. This is the first bathroom that's in here. There's this like little study room, I guess. There's this gigantic table. This kitchen is actually quite big. The Airbnb hosts, they said sometimes people do private chefs. There's also this nice courtyard thing outside. Bathroom number 1. Bathroom number 2. Bedroom number 1. There's another room. This is my bedroom. Has these big windows. This is the last room, the biggest room. There's a loft upstairs. There's another bed up here. This is the biggest room in the house. And then this is the last bathroom on the top floor. They have a whole rooftop up here. Honestly, I never stayed in such a nice Airbnb. I think this is the nicest Airbnb I stayed in. And it also has the most bedrooms and the most floors, so that's a W for Mexico City. Right now I'm walking to a croissant shop. It's called Saint. It's only about 8 a.m. so hopefully there's not too much of a line. But yeah, it's a beautiful day out, sunny. It's quite unexpected because it said it's gonna be foggy all day. I love how jungly, there's like a lot of trees and everything. I love the surrounding, the birds and everything. This is Saint. It is in the La Condensa neighborhood, and that's where we stayed, in the La Condensa area. It's pretty safe and there's a lot of bakeries and restaurants nearby. Overall, this bakery is pretty good, pretty solid choice. Their croissants were nice and flaky. Then we went south to Xochimilco to ride the bus there. We had a private driver. Originally, I wanted to go to Embarcadero Nuevo Natividad, Xochimilco. That's where the lowest boat prices are and the main port is. But then when we got there, our driver followed these guys on bikes that are trying to get you to go to their port, where their port is more expensive. And then it worked out okay since we were able to barter there to the price of about 800 pesos. After our boat ride, we went to Coyacan. Coyacan is another small area of Mexico City. It's quite quaint. There's some good food places, there's a market there, there's this whole city center with a cathedral. I love the atmosphere of the market, with its tight walkways, the fresh fruit, and also the food stalls. There's this one famous tostada place in there, but unfortunately, it is all bar seating, and since we're a big group with kids, it was not the right space for us. So we ended up eating at a food stall outside the market. In my opinion, it was pretty good, probably the best food I had so far in Mexico. It was just simple Mexican food cooked with the father's hand. Later, there was a thunderstorm in the evening, so we rushed back home in all the traffic of Mexico City. That night, we decided to cook our dinner at our Airbnb since everyone was tired. We stopped by the Mercado Medelin. It was about closing time, but luckily we were able to find what we wanted. I love pretending to be a local in a foreign town, especially by getting groceries where locals do. First, we ate breakfast at Chiupa. This restaurant, they are known for their chilaquiles. This place was my favorite breakfast spot the whole trip. It was so good, especially with their salsa. If you don't get there early, you'll have to wait a bit. After that, we went to Bosque de Chapultepec. It is like Central Park in New York City. It's a huge park with lots of museums and a lot of areas to walk around. We went to the castle first. It's quite a long walk up to the castle, but the views you get from the castle are worth it. All the museums and historical sites are free entry on Sundays if you are a Mexican citizen. We then walked to the world-famous National Anthropology Museum. There were people doing performances outside the museum. To be honest, I don't know exactly what they were representing, but it was cool to see it nevertheless. I wish we had more time there to properly walk through all the exhibits, since we only got there 2.5 hours before the closing time. We woke up early to go to the pyramids in Teotihuacan. Teotihuacan is a Mesoamerican pyramid, so it's not Aztec or Mayan. When we got there, we were able to hire a tour guide that was there on the side, and it was crazy to learn the history of Teotihuacan. It was definitely worth getting a tour guide. It was surreal walking around there, imagining the way of life people had at that time. We walked up the Avenue of the Dead until we reached the Temple of the Moon. The pyramids here are one of the only few pyramids you can actually climb up in. If there's a Chinatown, my dad is going there. So we went there after the pyramids, we walked through, seeing no Chinese people. It is cool seeing how each city's Chinatown is a little bit different. There was a huge thunderstorm that night. It was pouring so hard that the electricity went out. But it made for a good time to chat with one another in the darkness, since we don't all get to see each other very often. We said bye to our friends since they were going home. We then checked out of the Airbnb into our hotel. We then hopped onto the metro system. It is an older train system, so it's not the fastest, but only costs 5 pesos for each ride. There's no air conditioning on there, so it gets quite warm. We then hopped off the train to try a 2-star Michelin restaurant. You can see that in my YouTube short. Later that night, we decided to watch the Luchadores, because why not? We're in Mexico. My dad was not wanting to go, but in the end, he was the one that enjoyed it the most, seeing all their acrobatics. After I was hungry, so I got ramen to go from a 24-hour ramen spot. It was pretty good, but the price was about the same to ramen you would get in California. We went to the historical center. At the time we went, there was a huge protest going on about social security. This square is usually wide open and you can clearly see the buildings from each side to side. America's first church is here, and also the major government buildings are also here too. Some of the buildings you can tour in, but we didn't have too much time. Then we went to Palacio de Bellas Artes. Inside are famous murals created by famous artists in Mexico, such as Diego Rivera. After, I went to the cheapest Michelin restaurant I've ever tried. It only costs about 60 pesos for a taco, or about $3. It is worth a stop if you have time to try it. Finally, we went to this bakery or cafe called Panderia Rosetta. The vibes were great there. It was about 4 p.m. and there were still so many people there. All their food was so delicious. The museum Soy Maya has free entrance for everyone. Because of its curved structure, I got a little dizzy walking inside. It's a little trippy. After we went to Biblioteca Vasconcelos, this library is literally floating in the sky. It was super aesthetic. Thank you all for joining me on my trip to Mexico City. There's so much to see, to do, and to eat there, and I can't wait to go back one day. But at the end of the day, it was most memorable because of the people that I had spent the time with there.